hosts the MNCC, which has played a big part these recent years in elevating our Kiwi community to greater and greater heights. This year's judge of the MNCC is by now a familiar face to us, Rowan Gardner, a long-time friend of the event, and local player par excellence. I'll be handing over the stage to her capable hands, but as usual, please take your social media posts with Overload NZ, MNCC NZ, and MNCC 19. Cheers!
Madman National Cosplay Championship. Like you said, I'm Rowan and I've been the cosplay judge for, well, quite a few years now. But this year we have some other local cosplayers as well to help us. We have Sparky Cosplays, who participated a couple of years and won, so it's really exciting to have her here as like another expert sort of judge. And next we have Alex Popel. Rocket for your cosplays. And you might, Alex hasn't competed at Overload before, but you might recognise her if you've ever been to the Armageddon Expo cosplay competitions, because she is basically just the winner from there. So, actually I thought we'd start by just saying who we're cosplaying. I'm cosplaying Mana from Malice Miser or Moame Moitié fame.
I'm cosplaying Konkoro from Naruto because Naruto's not dead. Yeah.
And I'm Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service, the Hannah Alexander version.
Also for the, we're just about to soon have our first contestant. But the winner of this Overload cosplay competition gets a VIP experience for two to either Madman Anime Festival in either Sydney or Melbourne, whatever they choose, as well as $300 worth of Madman vouchers. So first, we'll introduce our first cosplayer.
Our first contestant today is PI Cosplay, cosplaying Join Kakeru from King of Prison, Shiny 7 Stars. Is she ready? Yeah. Woo!
Cuddle, you are studying, right? Yes, Mother. My mother's strict, but when you're born as Jiwa and Kazuo, the heir to a multinational corporation, life comes with the territory. It's not the worst life. I've got way more money and power than any 16-year-old should rightfully have, but it's suffocating. As a kid, I was made very aware of who I was to grow up to be, and because of that, I grew up way too fast. No 5-year-old should watch men be thrown into financial ruin. No 12-year-old should encounter, well, honey traps are unfortunately common in this world. But someone gave me advice that despite not understanding, stuck with me. Use your work to involve others in your love. I didn't even know if love existed, but I'm a bit of a nerd in more ways than one, and eventually that caused me to stumble upon something that gave me a hint. Prison shows they're called, and due to them, I did what every heir to a billion-dollar company would. I dropped out of normal school and enrolled in an academy specializing in them. It ended up being a place where I could forget some of my responsibilities and become someone else. Kazuo? Boring. Way too many expectations on him. Kakeru? Cool. Hip. A hit with the ladies. As Kakeru, I've come not only closer to understanding his words, but closer to learning who I truly am as well. If I can make it as Kakeru, then perhaps one day I'll be able to face not only Kazuo, but my family name as well. Representing Edo Rose, Juwan Kakeru!
to note is how high are the heels?
7 inches.
I'm barely surviving in flats. Now, specifically, is there anything you want to share about your costume to the audience before I go on a massive rampage about the amazing things in it?
Maybe it would have worked a bit better if we'd gotten everything right with the costume changes, but I mean, still kept doing the skits, so.
Okay, so specifically about the costume changes, as you saw, there were 3 layers, but you could not tell from the outside that she was hiding something underneath, which is incredibly hard to do. Additionally, the first layer came off with domes, and the second layer came off with magnets. So she had 2 methods, which took 4 to 5 tries to perfect and make sure it actually happened. That big fluffy thing, that amazing coat thing that you saw, it's not just fluffy fabric. There is an underlaying construction of was it upholstery foam?
Dacron batting.
Dacron batting that was unfortunately a bit heavy on the back heavy, so it would have gone back, so she counteracted that by having weight down the sleeves as well. So the engineering behind this costume is absolutely insane. There are different techniques used to make it. We've got clear warbler over the vinyl here to give 2 different effects. The shoes are ice skates if you turn them to the side, which she had to go into the heels to create the ice skate shape. So this costume just gets more and more complex the longer you look at it, and I could rampage internally about it. The roses were originally a resin mold, but they weren't big enough, so she had to go in there further to resin cast further to make the roses bigger to the size that she needed. Everything is immaculately lined. Every layer you saw was perfectly constructed, not only on the outside, but the insides too. Yeah, this costume is just ridiculously construction heavy and amazing. Is there anything else I forgot that you want to mention?
All of the fabrics on my legs, all these things here, all the textures here, I had to put all the vinyl on those. Those did not come by those. The stripes are all separate fabrics as well. So together, this costume is just horrific. horrific in hindsight when I think of how much time I spent on it.
A nightmare, a beautiful, sparkling nightmare. The judges, is there anything else you want to add? I got most of it, so Shawnee will get you to do an amazing pose or five so the camera can capture you beautifully. Again, the heels are 7 inches and she danced in them. Brilliant, thank you so much. So I believe we're going to have a trailer of an animation whilst our next team gets their wonderful props up on stage. We're going to wait over here.
Okay, next up we have Sea Kitten and Squishy Blob from Team Iron Fist, cosplaying as Amy Sorrell and Seong Mina from Soul Calibur 6.
Stage of history. The world is thrown into chaos as many seek to possess the evil blade, Soul Edge. Soul Mina is the Raphael to obtain the Soul Edge and arrives at his castle to stop this powerful weapon from falling into the wrong hands. Amy, driven mad from waiting for her father's return, waits in the shadows. In a cursed castle hall, warriors dance in a masquerade of death. Incredible, guys. Stage hands, you can evacuate if you like. So, these two costumes cover two completely different aspects. So, I'll go with Katie because she's the closest to me. As you can see, a lot of skin showing, but what you won't know is that the side panels are made out of mesh to keep the tights up, because if anybody's worn thigh highs, you know the bad boys fall down. So she's gone and made safety measures to not only feel more appropriate, but they're functional as well. Their reference images were pages long because the game, it lets you take off layer by layer by layer. So the accuracy is not only surface level, it is like every level on these costumes. It's insane. The lace overlays were collected over a journey of 6 months, I think it was. Yeah, like the devotion to get like the accuracy on this is out of the world. It's absolutely stunning. Hold on, before I got so excited I started rambling. Is there anything you would like to point out to the audience about your costume before I go on?
I think the main thing is, yeah, that I place a gazillion flowers all over this. And I think I also really like how like my gloves and my boots, like the whole outfit really stays in place while I'm moving around. Just like, they do crazy things in the game, so I feel like I could maybe do that in real life.
You've completed that beautifully. And Casey? Oh no, Casey's good, so I'll ramble for them. We'll just go back to Katie. It goes down to like the boot cover levels. She didn't want to have to do like her bow up every time, so it's got like a special hook and eye system on them, so she doesn't have to do that. Yeah, again, the lace work is ridiculous. If you turn around, like the fact that like the game is damn near exactly like this, and she was able to create that with various different layers that she's applicated on. There is so much satin stitching on this costume to get like all the lace laid down beautifully and flat.
the weapon that you see here was created the night before, I found out, so kudos to you for creating an amazing weapon the night before. That came up with issues, but they were able to solve it because problem solving is the best thing ever. With Casey's costume, the character's proportions, she's like this tall, so she had to like change proportions around to suit her height, which is an incredibly difficult thing on its own. So she made like the height work with her gorgeously petite frame. The boning within it to get the shape with the bigger hips and the smaller waist is ridiculous. The lace was originally white, it's been painted to match the skirt. If you would look, you cannot see any sewing on the lining because she's done it on one layer and then lined it, so you don't see anything that is not perfection. It's incredible. Multiple layers of lace. The wig is perfectly kept in form with like glue on the ends of the curls, so the curls never move, no matter what, even through various fight scenes. The skulls that you see here, she created a master mold, and then so every single one of them are exactly accurate, none of them vary. On Katie's, she's done it out of a flexible foam.
Yeah, it was, it's like meant to be for kids, but it's model magic, so it's like a soft foam plate that can also bend even when it's set.
So when she's moving and stuff, it's not going to pop or budge out of place. Like even if you look at Casey's shoes, she's like rimmed the bottom edge with lace. Like the attention to detail and accuracy on these costumes is beyond ridiculous, the amount of time they put in. And you guys did absolutely amazing, like, it was incredible. So. Oh, and this one has pockets! She's got pockets in her skirts. Like, nothing makes cosplayer happier than pockets. Pockets! So, yeah, absolutely incredible. Massive round of applause, and if you guys would pose at the front of the stage for some beautiful photos. So much. Alright, we're going to have another trailer for another anime whilst Team Pink Chaos get ready. Wonderful, thank you so much.
Is Team Pink Chaos with Chaos and Pink Parade cosplaying as Jolene from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean.
It's another day in the Stone Ocean for our protagonist, Jolene Cujo. What bizarre adventure awaits her today?
Wait, what?
Behind you, Jolene.
Oh, hey, where did this come from? You could probably fit a hot tub on in there. Maybe it's a time machine. Seems harmless enough. Only one way to find out. What's going on? You look just like me. I look just like you? Is this the work of an enemy stand? Hold up, I'm not your enemy. If anything, we're twins maybe? Sister from a different edition? Or is this the future? Because I definitely don't remember doing this in my past. OMG, am I getting an anime adaptation? Nuh-uh, this is a first for me too. Well, as far as unexpected situations go, this one doesn't seem so bad. Think of all the pranks we could pull now that there's two of us. Double the trouble. Or double the disappointment if you ask Mom. Oof, hurts, but true. Well, hey. Come here for a second. I need to fix something. Never trust anyone in here. Not even yourself. You're your own worst enemy after all. evil clone. Yada yada yada. Better make sure she can't come back. I wonder what the cafeteria has for lunch. I'm starving.
A magician was never meant to reveal their secrets. Alright, so there's some really cool points about this skit specifically that I'm gonna hand it over to Cordy to talk to you about because, yeah, she'll say it better than I can.
So anyone familiar with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure will know there's lots of music references in the later parts, and we've incorporated some nods to our character and to character arc in the choices. So Jolene's named after Dolly Parton's Jolene. You might have recognised part of that in the music. Her stand persona is called Stone Free, which is a song by Jimi Hendrix, and we've got that in there when there's two of us on stage because the double persona goes back to Dolly Parton and there's one of us. We've incorporated sound effects which are present in other JoJo's, and yeah, we hope the music actually created the mood. The Jolene voice was all Erin. She did an amazing job of putting on the accent for it, and yeah, having to voice two characters who are different but the same, that presented a unique challenge too.
Epic. Now, within the cosplay world, there can be potential controversy when you meet your doppelganger. For some reason, people get horribly possessive of characters, and when you show up seeing your identical clone, there can be, I don't know, jealousy, competition, etc., etc. But the beautiful thing that these two managed to capture within it is that if you meet your doppelganger, you've already met somebody who loves the character just as much as you. So embrace the fact that there are others out there cosplaying the same thing as you, and don't make it a competition. That is what the stage is for. Upon first look, these costumes may look simple, but there's more beyond that. And making a simple costume, a lot of construction has to go in to keep it in place. So Cordy made her top half with the old, the duct tape and glad wrap method. So that's where you wrap yourself in glad wrap, then you wrap yourself in duct tape, and then you draw on specifically the pattern that you want to wear. That way, the pattern is exactly form-fitting to your body. If you didn't know that, now you do. Go out and make skin-tight costumes. The pants are originally altered she altered the pattern of another pair of pants and then made these ones so they fit perfectly. A really cool thing about these similarities is how differently they've done things. Cordy's made her white lines out of paint and liquid latex, so it moves with the costume and doesn't break. And our lovely darling over here has made hers using a paint marker. So she to keep the lines exactly straight and whatnot. She used tape, so everything was kept beautifully perfect. What else have they done differently? They've done the hearts differently to give off the same effect as well, which is incredible. Yeah, they utilise the different colour palettes because when you read JoJo, it's never the same twice. Each chapter, the costume changes, the colour palette changes. It is the most horrible thing to get reference images for because it's never consistent. So they've used that to their advantage. They've picked their own colour palettes. They've kept the same blue theme, but done different variants on it. Even down to their hairstyles, they look similar from the front, but then when they turn around, they change. So that's what's really cool about this character. I believe you guys met at, is it Twitter or Welly? Briefly talked at Welly. Yeah, and then further talked on Twitter being like, hey, we love the same character. Let's go to a comp with them. So that's really epic. They've done their boot covers differently as well. We've got a glued boot cover to the base, and then we've got a fully even the soles of the shoes are made from foam, and then it's like an actual slip-on for the shoe, which is quite cool. So they give different effects as well. Their tattoos are done differently, but look very incredibly similar. We've got the print and transfer, and then the I want to torture myself, so I'm going to hand paint it on method. They've done the epic JoJo style makeup, which is like reminiscent to the manga, so it like looks sketched and drawn on, which is a wicked effect, the cell shading. What else? Like again, they look deceptively simple. More goes into it than just what is seen. Originally, you had pants, didn't you? But the way they were cut, she didn't feel confident in them. But thanks again to JoJo being different every time, she was able to find a skirt which made her feel more comfortable. So it's just epic, the amount of like similarities but differences that go into a costume. Yeah, I'm puffed. Anything else? No? Wonderful. Yeah, so we are going to go deliberate. A cool thing about the MNC... Oh yes, you're going to go forward and pose, please. Get some beautiful photos. Wicked, thank you guys so much. Yeah, if you can take this off. So earlier this morning, we judged everybody that you've seen before on their costumes. The way MNCC is done is it's 50% based on costumes and 50% based on skit. So if you put all your effort into your costume, but then your skit isn't the same amount of effort, that lowers your score. So we've judged the costumes, we've got their score for their costumes, so now we're going to go back and deliberate on scoring their skits, add them up, and then we'll be able to see who places what via that method. So yeah, MNCC really focuses on like, we don't just want you to make a cool costume, we want you to entertain the crowd too, in character, give us all that good stuff. So yes, please enjoy anime trailers whilst we go deliberate. Anything else?
I think we'll just quickly, because like we said, there is the emphasis on performance as well as craftsmanship and what you see on stage, just of their outfits and their makeup and their wigs. That's why it has been really great this year to have Rocket Fuel Cosplay and Sparky Cosplays, because they are both, also well known for their craftsmanship. They are very good at performing skits and have won prizes for their skits, so they bring that sort of performance judging to the team this year. So, yep, so now while we do go back and finish that last little bit of judging, we'll have some anime trailers for you to watch, and we'll be back shortly. So we're back and we've made our final decisions. And I just noticed that Courtney keeps very nicely placing her stuff on the table while I've just been carrying it around this whole time. That's natural stage presence for you. So I say natural stage presence as I then forget which card I'm looking at. So again, like we've just already said, what we're judging on is both the craftsmanship and the performance. We only just saw the skits, but we did know a bit about them going into it. So before I announce who's actually won the different prizes, I'll just give a little rundown of what our competitors are going to be winning. For third place, they win a $100 Madman voucher. For second place, they win a $200 Madman voucher, and you can probably see where this is going, but for first place, they win a $300 Madman voucher and also the trip to either Madfest Sydney or Madfest Melbourne that we mentioned earlier in the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to get everybody up on stage, because you can go around rather than clambering up the side. To announce third prize goes to Team Pink Chaos. So what we really loved about them is the way that they sort of worked together but kept their costumes sort of different, which made sense for their skit, and that their skit, the recording was great, the voice acting was great, and yeah, it was just a really fun performance, so we really enjoyed that. Okay, so now second prize. Second prize goes to Team Iron Fist. I have had the absolute pleasure of judging Team Iron Fist before, and each year they just get better and better. The craftsmanship just is stunning, but somehow they manage to get better each time, and their performances are just really enjoyable, and they keep getting better and better, as well as their acting. Like, they're really going in and they're finding their feet, and they're just blowing us away. So it is a bit obvious, but first prize goes to PI Cosplay. So Shawnee just absolutely blown away by both her craftsmanship of her 3 costumes that she wore on stage, the mechanics of changing those 3 costumes with a quick change, and then also just the skit. It was beautiful. She had a costume change for her backdrop as well, so yeah, and her shoes, she danced. I'm you might have seen me getting on stage, I'm a little bit like a newborn foal in my heels, and hers are even taller, and she was literally jumping around the stage, so
So just small thing, there were 2 other teams that entered. One kind of went MIA, unfortunately, but the other one made the really smart and decent decision where they couldn't finish everything in time without sacrificing several nights of sleep, sanity, and just life. So they made the very intelligent and wise decision to withdraw. So thank you guys for putting your health first. That's really the big thing. So big round of applause to the 2 at the front up here. Well done. Seriously, it's a massive thing to have the foresight to be no, this is going to destroy us. We'd much rather keep working on it and then entering it next year. Yeah, entering it next year. Very much well done. And yeah, big encouragement to anybody to enter. Did you know that this is her first competition and second handmade costume? So if our lovely Pink Paradise can get up here, so can you. I'm calling you out. Get up on the stage next year, please. If you can make a costume within the Japanese realm of things, you can enter Overload, please. Wonderful, as long as it's anime, Japanese related, manga, games, Japanese TV shows even. It's just gotta be Japanese. We love the Nihongo. Nihongo ga daisuki desu. Okay, so enter it in, please.
Yep, so if we just want to do another final round of applause for our awesome competitors. They obviously made the show. Without them, there would be nothing. We would just be standing around doing nothing. Cool, so that concludes the Overload competition for 2019. I just had to think about that, which is a little bit sad. But so thank you again for watching as well, and please do think about entering for next year. We'd really, really love to see you on stage. So thank you.